Every person who died from COVID-19 in Maryland last month was unvaccinated, a top state official said Tuesday, amid mounting evidence that the shot has rendered nearly all coronavirus-linked deaths preventable nationwide. The signal of the vaccine's vast efficacy in Maryland comes after early data released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) last week indicated nearly all of the U.S. coronavirus-linked deaths are now among unvaccinated people. An analysis of CDC data by the Associated Press found 99.2% of the 18,000 Americans who died from COVID-19 in May were not fully vaccinated against the virus. Meanwhile, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky went even further and said at a White House briefing last Tuesday that the preliminary data reviewed by her agency suggests 99.5% of the people who died from the virus over the past 6 months were unvaccinated. Any suffering or death from COVID-19 is tragic, Walensky said. With vaccines available across the country, the suffering and loss we are seeing is entirely avoidable. While the data released so far by U.S. state and federal health officials indicates a stark relationship between vaccination and protection from severe COVID-19, some highly vaccinated countries are still suffering from virus surges due to vaccination gaps and the threat of the more infectious Delta variant. An Israeli study published Monday also indicated Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine is significantly less effective at preventing infection with the Delta variant than with previous strains of the virus. All this has driven American public health experts to emphasize the urgent need for vaccinations, particularly in parts of the country that are lagging behind the national rate of nearly 70% partial inoculation. Maryland has seen its cases, hospitalizations and deaths plummet since early this year. According to the New York Times vaccine tracker, it is one of the most vaccinated states in the country, with nearly 75% of adults at least partially vaccinated against the virus and over 68% fully vaccinated. As of Tuesday, Maryland is reporting an average of 65 new cases, 303 new hospitalizations and 2 new deaths a day, numbers that have all declined from the prior 2 weeks. 99.5% of people killed by COVID in the last 6 months were unvaccinated, data suggests. Forbes, 99% of people killed by COVID last month were unvaccinated, analysis finds. Forbes, Pfizer shot much less effective against Delta, Israel study shows. Here's what you need to know about variants and vaccines. Forbes, full coverage and live updates on the coronavirus.